there's still a Rubik to be had if they want to go for it, as well as the fact that they go to the Shadow Shaman. So this is something we've talked about for a little bit. We've been wanting to see it. We had talked about like Kaka going for something like this, where he made Lion very popular. That's his like go-to with the Shadow Shaman. And I like the Shadow Shaman pick. Like, it's control, it's push potential, it's good aggressive damage in the laning phase as well. So
I like their draft a lot. I feel like Azure checked every single box that there is. It's like Shaman, I wanted to see this hero, a big fan, but hero was not in a good spot, and now he received a decent amount of buffs overall. Like, the big one is Hex giving extra damage on the heroes, like some extra healing as well on his shackles. He packs a punch. And also, there's going to be so much damage on the ground. You'll have, like, Shadow Shaman wards. You'll have Undying with the Tombstone, TB illusions, like random spells from the Invoker, which makes fight very difficult for Xtreme Gaming to take. They felt like they needed some extra control to be able to threaten a kill on Brewmaster, because, like, in the previous game, we've seen if Brewmaster does have a free roam, if you don't threaten a kill with some silences, some instant hexes, he's going to get the split off and make the team fights much more difficult.
yeah, so this is going to be the first pick for Shadow Shaman. We saw, you know, Tree Protector get his first contest pick at that first game. So things still opening up here for uncontested heroes, and this Shadow Shaman, it's going to be interesting to see how FY plays with this, because it does set up where you could like Hex, Shackle, hold off on the duel, and then, you know, use that stacking correctly to just lock down these heroes for such a long time. And I'm interested to see how FY plays it in the lane as well. Really should be interesting coming into this one. I love that line, H2 owned. Big fan of that.
It's a good one.
Ready to see what XinQ brings with this Earth Spirit. You know, he is a very flashy player. It's something we talk about FY doing as well. XinQ, one of those times that I'm always reminded of is that Snapfire play that he had with the Shard and the Blink, and he scatterblasted 4 heroes. Like, he is always willing. Yeah.
That stunned people and pushed them back.
He's always willing to make those aggressive plays, though. Like, he's never afraid.
Look at XM. He's like, if you get close, or if I see projectile towards my observer ward, I'm gonna deny it. Because they have the sentry. I believe that they saw sentry. For now, he's just gonna keep it to see if they're gonna go for it, to see what's happening in the river, and we'll deny it.
So, 1 deny there already. Chalice also has 1 CS.
The battle begins.
So he got a sentry ward. And bounties will be 2 apiece. So, no early fighting, no pre-horn skirmish going on. FY setting up with this Legion, and this could be a lot of damage. Is Shadow Shaman still second highest base damage in the game?
Well, with the changes to universal heroes, I'm not sure anymore, but his damage is pretty high. Train Protector, still numero uno. Shaman was up there. One thing that Shaman always struggled with is, like, what do you buy as your starting item? Most of the time it was Boots of Speed, because he's also very sluggish as a hero, and also what do you skill? Ether Shock. Before, it was only 1 target, so this was buffed in 7.33, that you can use Ether Shock on multiple units, so he's much better at laning. And I love the build. This is 5-6 tangos, healing salve, and some extra stats on FY, putting the pressure in this top lane already, securing some early CS for Chalice.
So, see how this mid lane goes. Is always interesting to see Invoker, but I've talked about it a lot, this XM Somnus exchange. But DY in trouble from FY. The lower lettered in the alphabet hero, or player, doing more damage. So he's doing his thing, and you can already sense, you know, that early 72 damage coming out from the Shadow Shaman. You really can just kind of walk forward and put this the hurt on. XinQ and TMing just having their own creep wave over bottom. That got pulled into each other. Weird place to have a lane. Tell you that much. But Lou, again, like, he's just trying to find the openings, trying to find the farm, and he knows the team has faith in him, and that's exactly what they had in him in game number 1, and he was able to pull away with it and accomplish what he needed to help his team take that first one.
VODS support's very happy about this trade because they are getting level 2. Tianming will get level 2 after this wave, so now they have second ability available. I could see first blood happening in this top lane because there's a lot of kill threats coming out from Azure Ray.
JT TPing back to the tier 1 tower. So he's forced to TP back with this first metamorphosis usage, and they are looking over at DY. They are playing hyper aggressive here. Really just behind the tower. And Ghost handed over a Tango, but things are kind of rough for him too. But he's got 11 CS. He's A-okay with this. Blood Grenade, FY slowed up on the run for a second. But there is Shackles available for FY if maybe there's a turnaround, if they do see that DY gets low again.
If Ghost uses Adaptive Strike, there's going to be an opening for Shaman to use his Shackles or just go.
Oh, yeah, there it is. But he got the shift off, so he'll be fine. Chalice now having to run from these right clicks of Ghost. But early Shackle usage, these Fire Spirits continuing to come in and still getting the CS for Chalice. This is kind of tough. Things quieting up a little bit, but Somnus, you take a look mid, it's even with XM. We'll see where, if maybe Shadow Shaman comes over mid. He's one of those supports that I think would be solid for rotating. He's got the control, he's got the Ether Shock.
Maybe waiting for Boots of Speed, and then he can move around, or he can TP rotate if there's an opening. And they're setting things up on Somnus, so I can see White TPing here as soon as he sees a roll.
Yep, and that's exactly what he did. Swashbuckle to get some distance. Cold Snaps there with a Blood Grenade, though. XinQ in trouble, and they will go to the Shackle, but Somnus not committing where maybe they could have gotten a kill on that. Boulder Smash hits on 2, Shield crashes there, Somnus throws out a Tornado that lands on both XinQ as well as XM. Ether Shock and the right clicks, XM with a Swashbuckle, the uphill hit, but not enough damage, and a salve will be popped as FY survives, but Somnus has to get this Water Rune with 80 health.
Backpacks everything. XM has another Swashbuckle plus Shield Crash combo. Thing about Quaswax Invoker is you don't have as much regen as you did before, so you're now like a normal hero. You have to buy regen of your own or get some bracers going. Tianming will take that Watcher. XM playing very aggressive on a mid lane, level 3 Swashbuckle.
He needs to be careful on Somnus, but XM, he's very happy with this trade. Tornado comes through, and that'll be that. But meanwhile, again, JT still running. Tianming, he doesn't have enough for the decay just yet. He sees a courier, which he will kill, so he's always happy to get that. We'll grab that and moonwalk out of there. And again, FY kind of showing up. Shield Crash is going to put him forward, but the instant TPs from both supports of Xtreme Gaming send Azure Ray packing the other way. And that will be Somnus TPing back to base.
He needs to go. He didn't have any mana, any HP left. XinQ. Let's see if he decides to be the one making a rotation to the mid lane, because his spells are much better than Phoenix's. Both teams keeping them on their toes. Still no first blood for 5.5 minutes. JT is going to be able to run away.
Yeah, him used.
He's having a really rough time. He's sitting at 1.2k net worth. Oof.
Never want to see that. Courier dying, Blood Grenade, as well as a couple other things. Clarity, I believe, a Windlace. Shield Crash, Shackle, no mana left on XM. EMP did the job. XM's got 4 charges in the wand, as Somnus now going to try and pick up this regen rune. But Swashbuckle and the roll, now a Sentry, that's down with the kick. They've got a Blood Grenade on Somnus. This should be first blood, but Tianming comes in with a Rolling Thunder used by XM. Oh no, can't get up the steps. Shield Crash onto the high ground. They're still looking to get first blood now onto Tianming, but he's got the decay. He's got 16 strength.
These E-gamers, look at them go. First they like deny the Sentry, and then they survive. It was Pango, like if he manages to connect the roll, but you can already see the positioning from Somnus. He wanted to get bounce uphill, and also Tianming, he knows the spot where Pango can't go, not allowed. With the vehicles, you can't get in there.
Yeah. That was really well done with the positioning. So, still 7 minutes in, Wisdom Runes, no first blood. It will be XinQ stacking and getting this Wisdom Rune. So, double tasking. And the other Wisdom Rune will be picked up there by Chalice. So he's looking to get that level 6 as quickly as possible. That's something we talked about during the draft is, you know, getting off to a quick roll with duel and having that duel damage. And he's going to the early Blade Mail. Wrapping around, looking for JT. They've got the Tombstone down, the Shackle on. JT in trouble. Lou doesn't have meta, but he's not going to need it. TMing's going to get first blood on JT 7.5 minutes into the game as XM makes the rotation. He's got Rolling Thunder in 10. These Azure Ray heroes stay a little bit too long. Shackle connecting, swashbuckle over, blood grenade, as well as the right click from TMing. He's now got a double kill. He'll pop a Clarity and the Wand. He's trying to run the Rolling Thunder, and he'll get bounced into a grave as XM finally gets on the board for the side of Xtreme Gaming.
Oh, it's a really rough game for JT. At least he got some, you know, tower denied from it. Level 4 on Brewmaster, 8 minutes into the game. He has less amount of gold than Shadow Shaman. Less amount of gold than Undying. Earth Spirit has more farm than him.
Oh boy. Yeah, that is a rough spot to be in. And looking kind of like an unrecoverable spot, but I don't want to say that too early. Although he lost his tower, it's been denied. Like, Lou, again, is going to have this free open lane. And Chalice now hits that level 6, but he'll probably just stick to farming, and if anybody comes close, maybe get a duel. He might even use the Twin Gate if they get too far forward. They've got the Shackle. JT in trouble again. Thunderclap, Ether Shock, High Five coming in for TMing. That's not what he wanted. Blood Grenade, as well as the right click from Somnus. He'll snipe that kill. And they'll snipe that courier. That's cool. Cornucopia.
That's a big one. Like, nothing's going correctly for Xtreme Gaming in the second game, especially the bottom lane.
Chalice, though. Oof.
Okay, at least that's something.
Yeah, blown up with that adaptive strike. JT's gonna TP back down here. He's only level 4. Again, a Shackle. Look at the damage coming in. XinQ in trouble. Ether Shock again. Boulder Smash lands. Lose level 6. He's got Sunder if need be. They're also moving over mid to go in for XM. So Swashbuckle away with the EMP down and constantly putting pressure on. You know, this is something that Xtreme Gaming was trying to do in game number 1 was pressure, pressure, pressure. And, you know, they're not the Zuttons, so they're not getting away with it.
They will need to play around Pangolier. XM, he's getting his bottle refilled.
Tombstone's down. Well, they're going.
Chalice, well,
Duel.
I first him.
They're going to roll in. They've got themselves the kick. They won't get the dual damage, and now press the attack. Chalice on the roam with Ghost coming over. Rolling Thunder, Adaptive Strike a second time. A Chalice will die to that.
As I said, they need to play around Pangolier. Everyone was ready. Even Ghost decided to TP in to help him out. Most importantly, no dual damage. They get the kill. So this is Chalice dying 2 times in a row.
Bottom lane, Hex on a JT. Shackle there. They're smoked up, trying to make their way over. There's no Tombstone available for TMing. Double Decay hits. Cold Snap out on XM. And Shield crashing on a bunch of these heroes. Now the roll in from XinQ. Tornado lands on it too. The Boulder Smash goes across the bow of a couple of heroes, but XM dies to the Shackle of FY. XinQ looking as rolls up in a second if he can get away, but they've got the Hex, and now they've got the Decay. They're getting in front of him so he can't roll away, and Lou will get credit with that kill.
Oh, handled it to them. I don't think Pango should have died. Had Swashbuckle available. Maybe he was trying to toy, find the perfect angle, land it on multiple heroes, but this is going to bring both supports from Azure Ray to level 6, so you'll have Flash Golem and you'll have Mass Serpent Wards available. Brewmaster still level 5. JT needs to find some kind of XP somewhere. Going for the mid lane right now. That seems to be the safe choice, but he also has no HP whatsoever. 1 EMP, 1 Tornado is going to get him to kill. Like Cold Snap into Urn of Shadow, so he needs to fall back.
So pause from Ghost. There's level 6 available on both TMing as well as FY. You were just saying there's no level 6 here for the JT. There's no 6 for the Earth Spirit. And we're 12 minutes into the game. Like, this is insane that the offlaner is not level 6. Meanwhile, Chalice is almost level 8.
Buy Tome of Knowledge on Brewmaster, lol. This is one of those situations where you would want to have that available.
New top lane.
Tower is under
They were
attack.
looking for ghosts. They could just drop the serpent wards here. Meta used. They might even just get the tower with meta and then go to the tier 2. Could they want to try and put that kind of pressure on?
Nah, it's way too deep. I think you rotate to the mid lane, use those
And then-
serpent wards,
okay.
and get the kill, open up the map from that angle as well.
They're rotating in. Xtreme Gaming, they don't want to they don't want to let them in or let them leave. What I should have said.
As soon as Xtrem picks up the Diffusal Blade, this is going to be the big timing for them. Because right now, you have Supernova available. You would also want to have Magnetize. It is a lot of damage between these two heroes. Brewmaster finally hits level 6. He was thinking about getting Hand of Midas. Now has Urn of Shadows, has enough money, but doesn't buy it yet.
Finally level 6 for JT. Next Wisdom Rune for both teams, of course, will be in a minute and a half. So I would expect JT's going to fall back to pick that up. And Blade Mail soon here for Legion Commander, who's yet to have any dual damage. Not that it's that late in the game to get yourself your first dual damage, but we've been saying you do want to have that early advantage and start to get that snowball rolling down the hill.
Other than laning stage, Chalice didn't really do much. The score says the story 0-2-0. He's been farming well at the early stages of the game, but then kind of killed his own game with that one gank, then going to the mid lane, trying to get the dual damage. So now he's in recovery mode.
Back to the Midas. So, let's see. Luke. He's got this early Yasha, has that Dragonlance. Tiaming's here, he's level 6. He's going into the mech, so that position 5 sustain is always nice when you've got a 3 who's looking to get the damage output. JT in trouble, and he is not gonna split. He's just gonna die. He holds the split knowing he was probably dead on his screen anyway.
They ganked him with Terrorblade and Undying, like not
No
a
control.
typical duo that manages to get control on Brewmaster, but since he's such a
Roll.
low level and doesn't want to use
Tombstone to the high ground. They've got the defusal, the chase is on for Tiaming, the boulder smashes in, and he'll end up dead. The thing is, too, though, the fact that they get that kill into JT and they put the pressure onto the Wisdom Rune, it forces XinQ to pick it up. And we were saying that JT really wanted to get that Wisdom Rune, but he doesn't have a chance to do so because he was dead. So duel out onto Ghost, not having that damage, but it's Serpent Wards down over mid,
Oh, interesting.
and they'll take the tier 1 tower. Yeah, that was an interesting, maybe trying to catch him full agi.
maybe with a different item, some Tumbler's Toy, but has Faded Brooch on Chalice. They drop down those wards in the mid lane as expected, open up the map even more. And Tianming's tipping JT. He sees his items. He sees that there's nothing in the inventory, going for Hand of Midas.
Under attack.
Recovery Midases again. So he'll try to recover, as he is finally ahead of all the supports in the game. But not by much. So 2000 is the lead, but again, Ghost is having an all right game. He's gone to that early Lincoln, so he's not caught by this duel. He's able to move freely throughout this, and, you know, he doesn't want to get hexed, but there is a lot of Lincoln's breaks, and that's going to be an issue.
They do, but also forcing them to maybe waste Hex or waste Shackles, Ether Shock, whatever, just so they can like get close. It also gives you a slightly extra time to maybe get your shift off.
Right.
He's farming. He's at a good spot, but so is Lu. Like, Lu is
Are scanning.
the true carry of this game, pretty much. We've seen Terrorblade carry the games he's off. Like, he's been involved in every single kill on Terrorblade. This is 6 kills we're talking about.
Stack here. Alacrity, the Tombstone. They're going to try and take the farm for Somnus. Despite the fact that he's 2-0-1, he's behind the Pango at the moment.
Big stack being taken by Azure Ray. It's been a steady 2k gold lead. This
For a while.
Master usage of Hand of Midas is getting them back into the game. Morphling's farming up. So is Pango. Pango's in a good spot. This like Xtrem needs to be surviving long enough. If he doesn't get multiple swashbuckle shield crashes in a team fight, I don't think they win the team fight.
Do you want him going for this Blink Dagger straight up first, or would you rather see this Axe?
I don't know if he needs the Blink Dagger straight away, because you have Earth Spirit, who has roll maxed out, but we haven't seen XinQ getting much involved. The game slowed down. You also
He's going Axe first item, by the way.
You said that with confidence. I thought he bought something. Oh, you meant Earth
XinQ?
Spirit?
Yeah, Earth Spirit.
Okay, that's...
Sorry, because you said XinQ, and I was like, yeah, he's also going Axe. I looked at his inventory, and he's got the point booster already.
It's a good way to save people.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
That's very interesting to see, and Chow's going to get here with a duel. Oh, no. Oh, there it is. He almost missed it. Blade Mail comes in and gets the primal split. So, unable to get the dual damage again. So, he was able to get into the Void Brawler stance. So, that extra time that wasn't there for the duel allowed him to get the primal split off.
Yeah, these are like... These Brewmaster players, they know which stance to stand in to get like the most value out of it. It's a very complicated hero, but status resistance from that stance is what made the difference.
Because he looked very dead, but the little delay on getting the duel off allowed him to get to the Void Brawler stance. Roll in, looking for Lu, but they've got FY. Serpent Ward's committed on this. Do you want to come close to Lu with the Serpent Wards here? Rolling Thunder, and it was XM committing to the Blink Dagger. Supernova's going to go off, and they've got the control. Can they get the kill before he's able to get a Sunder off? Yes. They'll take out FY. It costs them XinQ. Chalice comes over. He has duel in 2 seconds. Press the attack. Maybe looks for DY, but the slow, he can't quite get there, and he's unable to really make the move. So that leaves TMing dead to rights on his screen, and they're going to blink over, looking over for this Legion. Swashbuckle, Somnus in trouble, mech popped, and eventually TMing will drop. But well done by Xtreme Gaming, just making the, taking the energy of the pressure that Azure was putting and the forward movement and turning it back on them.
Yeah, Pango's doing so much. He had Arcane Rune available in that fight until it got dispelled by Tornado, so multiple swashbuckles, very annoying. Like you see, like you get hit by 4 of those, that's 160 mana gone. And Chalice, before the Blink Dagger, he's having a hard time initiating. Now with the Blink Dagger, I think it's going to be a different story. When it comes down to damage that they have during the duel, at least now, there's only 1 point in Exort, so the Sunstrike damage is not really there. Also, like burst damage that they can throw in, there isn't any unless you're playing like close to the Invoker with the Spirit Vessel, Cold Snap, maybe a Meteor.
So, Net Worth lead swaps over to the side of Xtreme Gaming with that fight. XM pulling away in terms of the mid matchup. He's had a really good game since he picked up this Diffusal Blade.
Is under attack.
He's all over the place.
And he's already got the point booster.
Yeah. So he can be also like another form of initiation. Maybe the reasoning behind the Blink Dagger is he wants to stop Shadow Shaman from getting anything off in a fight. Sometimes you do struggle if you like get caught by Hex, and Hex is maxed out, so that's extra 20% damage on a target. This has been added in 7.34, which is a nice change to Shadow Shaman. When is Lion getting this kind of a buff?
Next patch. Talk to the big man. You could convince him more than anything I've said about changes to the game.
We're writing down your ideas, B-Cup. We're gonna
JT,
one.
TMing. They've got the Hex. They'll go for the duel. They've got the damage. Oh no! He's able to get the Primal Split off again. The Serpent Wards were down. They go to the Supernova. They start to evacuate the pit. The Rolling Thunder comes in. That's going to bounce up FY into the air. They get the kill to the Shadow Shaman. They'll take out TMing. 2 heroes dead. DY on a killing spree, by the way. Somnus dusted. Roll comes out from XinQ. Lu's coming in. He might want to just leave. They have the silence. Somnus in trouble, and he's going to end up falling to Ghost. Ghost just moving forward and forward and forward as Chalice is trying to get out of this one, but the Yule's up into the air coming out from DY, stopping him from going from the Twin Gates. They've got the Swashbuckle. They have the Shield Crash. That's going to be 4 dead. They're looking over at Lou for the full team wipe. They land the roll. Lou's in trouble with the Geomagnetic Grip getting the silence, and it's a double kill and a full team wipe for the side of Xtreme Gaming.
And it's also going to be Roche.
Whoa.
He is a professional Chinese player, also known as Dual Yoinked by this Yule Scepter, because he can't do anything. Like, there's 0 damage on Legion Commander. I think you're supposed to scale in this game, but it never really happened. And again, you see now Morphling, like the real damage coming up from Morphling, has Manta Style to remove some of the stuff thrown at him. The Spirit Vessel has the Lincoln Sphere as well, and we're gonna see that again.
So,
like, they drop the Tombstone, they drop
everything.
Serpent Wards, but they don't get the duel off, they don't win the team fight. I believe he was also, again, in this Void stand, so the status resistant kicks in, and they manage to clean them up. So they're fighting away from both Serpent Wards and the Tombstone, and then afterwards, after losing 2 supports, they don't have much control. Also, Lu got silenced, so his meta didn't come in, like, at the exact moment when he wanted, and then after that, like, you can see him falling back the Serpent Wards, but they're way too tanky, and they just don't have enough damage.
So Lu, he's the one who ends up dying last, and that completes the full team wipe. Man, things are
Radiant's middle tower
falling apart for Azure Ray. A good considering the lane that JT had, the fact that he is now almost even with Chalice is one of the most shocking things ever.
Power of Hand of Midas, that's it. And also, he didn't die for a long time. He didn't die for like 6, 7, 8 minutes. Going into AC next. Wants to tank up as much as he can against those right clicks, against Legion Commander, Shadow Shaman, Serpent Wards. Usually you don't want to get into like AC early on when you play against Terrorblade, but I don't mind it here too much because he's just going to be an aura for his team. He understands that the rest of the team can carry, specifically Morphling with the Aegis, and also Pangolier having a blast of a game.
So, you know, they've been dueling JT, and I understand why. If he just goes to the split and they cyclone him up, you're never getting dual damage, but they have no dual damage right now. And every time they've dueled JT, they have been ready. That's an illusion, guys. Every time they have dueled JT,
Dire's bottom tower
he's been ready with the Void Brawler stance. Every single time.
Yeah, make sure you have that stance on to be able to protect yourself. And Pydas really paying off. Like, he's, as you said, almost has the same amount of farm as Chalice.
Blink in on the Somnus, roll across. They've got the silence. Somnus in trouble. The Sunray's on him. He's going to Ghost Walk, but he's dusted. He's done. There's no way to get out of this one, and XM's got himself another kill. XM has been holding this game up for Xtreme Gaming, and it's allowed them to come back into the game. This is a great performance from XM.
So far, so good. They need the BKBs up. It feels like they cannot get controlled by Earth Spirit. And speaking of Earth Spirit,
oh, XinQ's got that axe.
Remnant upgrade.
Oh, now the duel. Can they get the kill? Maybe this time. Rolling Thunder. There it is. First duel damage. 28 duel damage. 25 minutes into the game, but you're losing FY for it. There's a double damage on that Pango.
So now you'll have something against the duel. Anyone who gets focused down can be saved by Earth Spirit. Maybe later on he picks up the shard, so Geomagnetic Grip can grab allies as well.
Yeesh.
That's going to be an extra layer of save, the kick. How many saves do you want? The answer is yes.
Oh, Cold Snap, XM, Chalice. He doesn't have duel, but he pops that Blade Mail, and they've got the Meteor down. This is a big kill to get. Want to go into TMing, though.
That's a massive kill that they...
Over top, Lu in trouble, gone. JT is here. They've got 3 heroes. They lose XM, but they gain a kill on it onto Lu.
Dire's bottom tower is under
That's
all over the map.
huge.
It seems like when you're making this type of... Maybe he felt secure because he's farming like really far away in the outer ring. But they made a nice
They
move.
still might have a +1.
Oof, manages to blink out.
Tower is under attack.
FY. No Courier. He's looking to get a BKB. He knows what's at stake here, but he's only got 300 gold, so there's so much that he's going to need to get in terms of farm.
Are fortified.
Not going to be easy, that's for sure. Look at where Tiaming is right now.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
He might, I think he might just be dead here. Roll, and they're going to kick him under the tower. So he is in no man's land now, and XinQ showing off the power of this enchant remnant.
It's it's so massive, like how far you can kick him.
What was, I want to say it was NA Dota, where...
Of course it was.
Yeah.
They invented this. They invented Dota too.
that's what I'm saying. Please, wait. Ooh, hold on. I'll wait. Sunray, another kick. FY, shackling, but dead. It was a Medusa that was like, I want to say it was Yoar. Medusa that they had like a 25,000 net worth lead, and they got the late Ags on Earth Spirit and enchanted him, kicked him into the throne, and they ended up winning the game.
It's pretty similar, like any displacement tool, like toss, Mars, skewer, horn toss.
well.
Like we've seen it happen so many times where you feel like, you know what, we're gonna win the game, and a couple of those high ground pushes, you fail short, and suddenly the game feels very awkward, and maybe you're on the clock, they have the better late game, and you lose the game. So feels really good, especially when you play it from ahead. So XinQ in a really good spot.
He's going into the Lincoln, so he's going to have that save of an item. He's got the save with the Enchant Remnant. Of course, you've got Primal Split with the Cyclone. It's going to be Octarine Core for JT. Let's see if he goes Octarine Refresher. Meanwhile, Ghost now 2,000 net worth ahead. Basically 3,000 net worth ahead of Lou. But there's the BKB. I don't know if that's going to matter all too much. But a fresh BKB is always a positive. As he's going to head bottom because the rest of his team is here. Chalice trying to go into a Heaven's Halberd, and they're looking for a target to duel, but that's not too easy. It is really just tough for them to get anything. Tiaming's going to be spotted. Guardian Greaves, Tombstone on the high grounds. And it will be Ghost who turns into this Undying. They get the kill on the JT while all is said and done. For a kill on a Tiaming, he turned into the Undying and dropped a Tombstone of his own.
Morphling's massive. He's sitting at 20,000. 30 minutes into the game, he's going to have Butterfly really soon. Plus also save, like playing Morphling with any kind of save has to feel great. Plus you also have Lincolns on your own, and there's going to be another Lincolns coming out from XinQ. He's been
trying to trade tier 2s.
nicely.
Tier 3, now there's the Glyph. And a Tornado TP back. But the Butterfly is in for Ghost. Roche potentially up in 30 seconds as well.
Chalice getting initiated on.
Yeah, they want to get this kill, the TP attempt. And he is out with that BKB. They're just escaping, and now they're pinging the Tormentor. They want to get themselves a shard. Switching off of the Octarine Core, by the way, on Brewmaster. He changes his mind to go to the AC, but we've seen this with Brewmasters. Chalice was doing it just last game. He had Radiance queued up. He had Lotus queued up.
Yeah, like your second item doesn't feel like second, third item, whatever you want to call it, doesn't feel as impactful as maybe your third item, because like the synergy between the second and the third item comes in very clutch. And who got it? It was Shadow Shaman who got it. I think they would want it to have on Tombstone the upgrade, but Tianming has a decent amount of farm, sitting at 6k, even though he's the lowest one. Has full Guardian Greaves, which is not bad. Also has a bit of extra cost range with Psychic Headband, so might save up and buy that shard.
Almost a Hex on DY. He's 2,300 gold away from it, but he's already got 2 components.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's
The question is, who can you really get out of this? Cinderbrew down, and maybe they could catch JT without this Void Stance. But he goes into it, Void Stance immediately, and he doesn't even use the duel. He knows when it's coming. just the spider senses on this guy is insane. Roll in with the pull from the Void Panda, and they've got Chalice in a hard spot. But the Tombstone is down from both teams. The EMP is there, and they've got the Cyclone onto FY, who blinks away, missing the Swashbuckle, so they're able to get back towards their Tier 3 tower. This Brewing, the Storm one, at least taken out, and nobody dies on either side. That was really well done by both teams to disengage there.
JT's like very quick turning
He
these
knew.
stances. It's a lot of buttons to click. Also, when this was introduced, because before, like, your muscle memory is, you have 3 of them. Then you need to like click more times, which could make it much more difficult. But seems like Azure Ray, they want to take a fight. They know that there's no primal split, but still, you know that there's a high ground board, and it's being pinged out immediately by Somnus.
They're still going, though. They want to find anything they can. They'll find FY. Guardian Greaves popped early in this fight, but the waveform over from Ghost. They get the kill into FY. They're going to pop that Supernova. Can they get the kill here onto the egg? They will. All right, they pop that out. They buy back on TMing. Lu trying to fight. They go to the duel. It's going to be on the XinQ. Can they get the damage out? The right click's coming in from Lu, and they got it. Winner, winner, chicken dinner coming through for Chalice, but Lu now trying to fight. Going up against JT, who again doesn't have that primal split. XM throwing these swashbuckles in. Somnus with not a lot of health remaining. And the side of Xtreme Gaming, despite the fact that XinQ bought back, they retreat for a moment. But knowing that Roche is going to be up soon, might feel the need to fight. Blink up onto the cliff. Tombstone dropped onto the high ground. Ghost running away. They've got themselves the reflection. They'll miss the tornado. Roll up there from XM. Right click damage coming in, but he's got the swashbuckle to get some distance between him and the side of Azure Ray. Blink over. Chalice. He doesn't have duel, but they're going to enchant Remnant. This Brewmaster. They're actually going to kick Chalice the other direction, and now Chalice is in some trouble with Ghost going in. He's got the damage. The EMP is going to be down. They get the kill on Chalice. They've got the disarm on the 2 of these heroes with the BKB pop by Ghost. So Chalice turning around, but he doesn't have a lot of mana remaining. The roll in from XinQ. He's playing aggressive. He's got the kick on a Loon. Now trying to run away, but XinQ, that roll doesn't go off, and the chase is still on. They miss the decay. They land the tornado. They've got the Sunstrike on him, and they'll snipe him. As he bought back, he'll be dead for 75 seconds while the team waits, and Roche is available.
I think XinQ wanted to kick, saved XM, sorry, JT, but kicked Chalice
instead,
which got him killed, yeah. And
to be fair, he also rolled in again after that.
Yeah, that's true. But this second Roche now belongs to Azure Ray. I'm still getting confused, like, by the logos, because
YBB old logo. Oh, they come in
rated
after this Roche. They're gonna get TMing. They're gonna get FY. They've got the supports trying to leave, and yeah, DY, he's trying to get something more out of it. Somnus, BKB, not a lot of mana remaining. They're looking for the Rolling Thunder. Somnus has to get some distance, and now he's trying to run. Waveform from Ghost. They've got the Diffusal. They have the Gen. They'll have the Vision. They've got the Control because they've got Ghost, who turned and morphed into the Shadow Shaman. So he had Hex, which he used on the Shadow Shaman, and he had the Shackle that he got out on Somnus.
Yeah, Ghost Walk is not going to save you against the Ghost. He's going to find you there. But this gem pickup, the earlier one, caused them a lot of issues on Azure Ray. First, you can't hide, as we've seen, as an Invoker, and also maintaining their vision. There's still this high ground obs from them placed near the Roche pit, the one that like you want to take the fight where Morphling is right now. That's like half duration already there, and they still didn't manage to deward it.
So after a fight like that, they've got the Aegis on Lu, but when you're able to kill Terrorblade once with Metamorphosis on, he's not exactly that strong without it, at least at the moment. Especially if he's singled out.
Yeah, Morphling deals so much more, and Morphling got that level 20 waveform attacks targets plus Daedalus. This is the big combo where you can use waveform.
Blow people up.
Like yeah, you might kill Shadow Shaman with one waveform, one attack.
Sometimes it's one dagger and I'm kill, but now it's just you get soaked in a waveform and you're done.
Are you talking about your Blink Dagger, where you blink in forward into 5 enemy heroes, or talking about the Stifling Dagger from PA?
Can you stop live watching my games? Thanks.
It did happen yesterday.
With me?
Yeah.
Shut up! Stop! You're embarrassing me! Oh gosh, I meant Phantom Assassin Dagger.
Yeah, I know, I'm just kidding.
Come on. Please.
they need another set of items. Somnus, he's very close to it and just picked up the hex, so you'll have like multiple hexes. If they can survive long enough, and speaking of surviving long enough, that's not it. That's exactly what we said is gonna happen. One waveform, one attack.
Dire's top tower
Yeah,
is under attack.
that's gonna be a lot of damage. That was 1,700 damage done very quickly from Ghost. JT sees Chalice. He's got that gem. Ooh, good TP. F-wise, he wants this BKB, but him surviving feels rough.
Dire's middle tower is under
As we just saw, that waveform really does him in.
And into Satanic, the Terrorblade needs his MKB, which he does have, but he also needs, I would say, slightly more HP. This is where Satanic is going to come in clutch. He might also change his mind if he feels like, oh, there's one fight, I need more damage, so we'll go for Daedalus. Spell Prism picked up by Morphling. So extra CDR, getting closer to level 25, that 40% waveform cooldown, and then you can maneuver so much easily in team fights and get the damage done. Morphling talents are insane.
Yeah, they're pretty broken. So, Ghost, he's got this morph timer with it being for TB, and they 5-man smoked on the side of Azure Ray. Place down a ward, they'll go for a scan. They don't catch anybody with those two options. Aiming looking for something here is JT. He's still in that Void Brawler stance. Now finally switching over to something else, but whenever he puts himself in like these weird, potentially jumpy spots, he's in the Void Brawler stance at all times.
We saw the power of it, so can't really blame him. Just having that status resistance feels nice against the Hex initiation, against the duels.
Yeah, 20% status resistance is, you know, they start to take away status resistance from a lot of things. You're seeing why. Status resistance is not okay. Silver Edge in full from Lou, completely buying out. And he's stopping JT, who is just being that brew rat a la Niu and taking that tier 2 tower top.
Ace put the power of AC, and he's going, like, look at what he's doing. He
wants more.
Pulling him back, it's a lot of damage. Remember the combo when people played Invoker plus Brewmaster and went for this kind of a split, and then they had to slightly nerf it, but
JT?
he almost killed it.
All right, well, he's dead. He'll drop a gem. I don't know. I mean, they're also looking to fight again. Over in the triangle, they got the kill on JT. He doesn't have buyback, so he's dead for 74 seconds. They're going to go and get themselves the duel, as well as the meteor down on XM. Oh, he survives. Enchant Remnant Chalice is going to lose the duel. Oh, Ghost comes in. He's got the help from XinQ with the Enchant Remnant. They finally get the kill on XM. They're going to look over now at Somnus. They drop down the Serpent Wards with the Geomagnetic Grip hitting onto FY. He's silenced up. They'll take out Somnus as well as FY with the waveform coming out from Ghost. It's a kill for FY with the Serpent Wards getting the kill on a DY, but the rollout from XinQ and Ghost on the run. They've got TMing as well as Lu here, but not much in the arsenal of lockdown.
Now it's pretty massive. Like, these saves that they can do, there's still no Shard of Undying, but this Enchant Remnant has been causing a lot of problems, and JT maybe slightly too greedy there. Sure, you dealt a lot of damage to the tower, but you're also not there with the team. At least Ghost is having a blast of a game. Didn't die a single time. And looking at the neutral items, there's like 3 spell prisms on side of Xtreme Gaming. Just CDR, it's that good. Plus, Brewmaster has Octarine Core, which puts Primal Split in 90 seconds cooldown. And 30 seconds duration with the Shard, 32, so less than a minute if you have like the full duration of it.
Man, this is... I mean, now, also, by the way, XM got 38 dual damage. He's one duel.
He has more than Chalice for us.
Yeah, I looked. I gave a look. This isn't working out for TMing as well as Chalice. They're going to need a +1 there. So Somnus will come over. He's got a Hex. He's going into the Hurricane Pike. He wants to get some distance. Ags being built for loot. He is farming at a crazy rate, and I know Ghost is ahead of him.
Okay, he popped,
Oh, yeah.
the Greaves, gets underneath the threshold, so doesn't even get it in the end. He tried really hard. Chalice is the one who picked it up, so that's going to be upgrade to overwhelming odds, some extra armor, and longer duration, so you'll have like more attack speed. This has been, after they changed what overwhelming odds and press the attack do, Shard has been buffed because you get like longer duration attack speed from the overwhelming odds, so that's pretty nice.
Yeah. So now they're going to smoke, knowing that Roche is available soon. They did Sunstrike to check the pit. There was nothing there, a little bit early. Maybe even looking to see if somebody is setting up in the pit. It's going to be a short respawn time, so only 10 seconds remaining on that one. And they, again, have another high ground ward, or have that cliff ward over by the Roche pit that's near, in between the tier 2 and the tier 1 spot. They scan and they don't find anybody.
That ward on the high ground just gives you way too much vision when it comes down to Roche fights. And again, Somnus pinging it. Guys, they have observer ward there, so let's not take the fight underneath their vision.
This is the third Roche. This is Ag's Blessing.
So they sent up the vision on their own high ground and one observer ward in the river.
Ooh, blink, thunderclap. Goes into the Terror Wave. He's got the fear. It's going to be on the DY, and that stops him from getting it immediately with that egg. They hit the tornado, and I think they were looking for FY to get themselves the shackle, but they get the kill into JT. He's going to buy back immediately with the right clicks coming in onto the Supernova. Can they get the egg? They go to the Sunder and explodes. All the enchant remnants. They're so good on XinQ with this Earth Spirit. They'll get the kill on TMing as well as Lu. They'll take away the streak. They go to the duel. They get the kill on a DY, but now the right clicks coming out from Ghost. They've got JT right back into the fight with the buyback. He'll blink, thunderclap, and get the kill here on a Chalice. They take out 3. They buy back on this Brewmaster. Roche should be theirs if they want it, and they are right there ready to go.
They used everything on JT. This status assistance, like Shadow Shaman tries to use his abilities, so they like, I believe Invoker also used the Hex plus Shadow Shaman plus the Shackles and the BKB. So you use pretty much everything that you have in the arsenal. He bites back, comes back into the fight, and now Roshan on the menu for them. 45 seconds without Terrorblade, Morphling, and
JT things.
You have enough damage. And JT is going to go for another tower.
Stun, Cyclone, all the while. This is going to be Ags picked up for Ghost, by the way, as he's going to be able to grab that. They're 3 heroes having to deal with 4 pandas. The math ain't mathing.
You still lose a tower.
Yeah.
Okay, this hero has to go. If you don't have the first pick, I feel like you, considering that this is becoming the hero of the series and we're in best of 5, you thought that you could counter it once. Every single team seems like it's not working. This game's not over by any means, but it looks like Xtreme Gaming are having a much better time, and we're gonna see that replay again. Look at the Void stand.
Oh, they give the Ag's Blessing to Brewmaster.
Look at this.
Oy.
Beautiful. That is in the end. So they used everything, and then Ghost is going to come in clutch and pretty much clean up. Supernova explodes at the perfect timing. And the fight here is already over. Even though they have like the tombstone vision from it on the high ground, it's really not doing much at this stage of the game.
End up getting the kill there onto the Legion at the end. They ended up having to buy back here on JT, so that if they can get the kill, maybe they could turn this fight, but they're down 20,000 net worth, and they're going up out of the high ground. A tier 3 was taken by the Brewlings, so very overpowered, and this is just the companion now.
Yeah. When he brewed up, that's 80% status resistance with the Void stance.
Glyph used. And Rack's dead.
It's that easy.
Yeah, it really is.
And you can keep repeating that. You do have Aegis available for 3.5 minutes. You already almost took the tier 3 tower top.
FY? Oh. And that's the companion again, throwing a stun over into FY. Tornado is going to be well off the mark. They got to be careful. Ghost is ready to move. He's got an Aegis. He's not scared. JT, again, this Earth Companion looking to find something. He's actually pulling the creep wave over. They've got the Hex. It's going to be on a Ghost. They're going to try and get the kill. They've got the Terror Wave to follow it up. They go to the duel. It's going to be on the other side, but they've got themselves the Enchant Remnant as well as the Kick Away. That's actually pulling Legion closer to the side of the Dire. They get the Aegis out of the hands of Ghost. They wait for him over. They get the kill on a Chalice. He doesn't have buyback. Tornado comes in. Sunray over with the Supernova off to the side, but it's not going to be close enough. They go to the Hex. It's going to be on the Earth Spirit. They get the kill on a XinQ. Now they drop down the Serpent Wards with the BKB popped here by Ghost, though. He's moving forward. TM Ming off to the side. They get the stun as well as the Cyclone. It's going to be onto the Terror Blade. They'll buy back on XinQ. They'll get the kill into TM Ming. Ghost, XM, DY, Icarus Dive, as well as the Rolling Thunder. They've got the control on a Lu, but Lu's able to get this BKB off. He's got Thunder in just a couple of seconds. This Ghost is going to be waveforming up out of the high ground. EMP is down. Roll comes out. They get the hit onto FY. They'll get the kill onto the Shadow Shaman again. So, now, 70 seconds without FY, Tornado thrown over. Ghost is playing a better Invoker than Somnus is at the moment with the right clicks coming into the mid-tier 3 tower. They'll take it out very quickly, and they've got the Hex on a Ghost one more time, but the roll comes out from XinQ. They're going to kick over Somnus. Look how far away he is. They'll eat the cheese. They've got XinQ in trouble. They have the stun, but do they have the control to get the kill? Roll lands onto TM Ming, and the waveform will get the kill. They get the kill on a FY. He's not going to have buyback. Cyclone up into the air on a Lu. They've got the Swashbuckle with the Bashes, and there's the damage to get the kill on the Terror Blade, but no, the Tornado. It's not going to save him. 100 seconds without the TB. They get the full team wipe. Nobody has buyback, and that should even up the series as they call GG on Azure Ray, and Xtreme Gaming will take game 2.
A lot of performance in this second game. I mean, the way this series started, it could have been potentially a 2-0 for Xtreme Gaming, but they're playing really well. Like, the way they're playing around each other, and MVP of this series, most definitely has to be JT, because